Hello and welcome to London. I am Apostate Alex and I'm streaming live from the Church of Scientology in London, where today we are told there is meant to be an anti-psychiatry march. Now, obviously, I understand protest law quite well now, thanks to the research that I've done due to Scientology coming after me, trying to restrict our right to protest. And I know that if you want to engage in some sort of protest march, you want to have a moving demonstration, you need to apply for a permit. You need to give the police at least 6 days notice before the protest, so that they can make sure that the required safety precautions are in place, they have the resource there, and you have marshals to make sure nobody's going to be hurt or run over or anything like that. So, I contacted the City of London Police to say, hey, here's the flyer that promotes the anti-psychiatry march that Scientology are engaging in on Monday, and I just wanted to know whether they had applied for the required permits. And the City of London Police got back to me and said, no, this is the first we've heard of such a protest. So this is going to be, if it happens, an illegal protest, which is quite funny because the Church of Scientology market themselves as the most ethical people on the planet. So we are here outside London Org, the Church of Scientology London, where I used to work. And as you can see, there's no sign of any sort of protest, which is not what we were led to believe. So we are here waiting, and we shall see if they do anything. The meeting time was 11 o'clock this morning. We had people here from 11 keeping eyes on the building, and you said a few people went in, right?
Yeah, nice crime guy went in.
Yeah, so the guy that we saw at the CCHR event in Chelsea went in. Someone just went into the building now. But yeah, so we reckon if it is going ahead, 11 o'clock was the meeting time, and then they will have a briefing in the chapel, and they should be coming out soon if they are going to do it. But it's also possible that they're not going to do it because they've been told off by the police. So we're just going to sit here and chill for a bit and see what happens. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Yes, I can see your comments now. Anne says hi from Sweden. Hello. Monkey Paws, yay! Hi from Central Victoria, Australia. Hello. And then we have Becky is saying great work, Alex, from the UK. Thank you. SP Crusader Leanie says hi everyone. Welcome to the chat. Hi Leanie, thank you so much. Coffee first always, joining from Melbourne, Australia. And who are you kidding, Alex? If they had filed the right paperwork and started their march legally, you'd still be there. Well, yeah, maybe I'd still be here. That's true, actually, yeah. I was going to say, yeah, when I said that, I was like, no, let's be honest, I would still be here. Well pointed out. SCOD says, so many Aussies here. Yeah, exactly. Becky Big Brother fan says the org is looking empty and inactive as usual. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a beautiful day in London. It's very sunny, and as you can tell, there's nobody on this street. The org is actually located in a very dead area in the City of London. There's lots of bankers and big businesses around here, sort of financial institutions and so on. And the foot traffic is just not what it should be for a Church of Scientology. The org on Tottenham Court Road, which is it's not an org, it's a test centre, so they use it to sell books, has much higher foot traffic. That's where the org used to be before it was moved here in 2006. So it's a very dead area, and as you can see, there's nobody stopping and walking to go in for a personality test or do any sort of religious activity. There might be a sign outside that says open to all, but what do you reckon? We'd get kicked out if we were to walk in.
Within seconds.
Yeah, within seconds. Actung Bitter, hello from South Africa. Hello. Monkey Paws is here. Coffee First always. Thank you for joining my birthday live stream the other day, by the way. I appreciate that. It was good to meet some of you. Here is the church. And we're not here trying to, film people going into the building or anything like that. We just want to see whether they are engaging in this protest or not. In fact, let me find a good angle here. Here we go, where we're not invading people's privacy. There we go, because now we can't see if people are going into the building. that's the thing you have to be really careful of, is like, we don't want to film people going in and out, because that's not why we're here. That's the auditing room. Yeah, that's one of the rooms I was locked in. I was just noticing here, look, there's a window that's open up there on the top floor. So in this building, you have the Public Information Centre. So the reception is on that side, and then this is the stairs and the Public Information Centre. And then upstairs there, we have the course room on the left. So these two windows here were the Success Through Communication course room, although I understand they are currently closed for refurbishment. And then above that, we had the qual, like the library qualifications division. And then above that, we had the auditing rooms. And then there's another floor on top, which you can't really see from the floor. And that is where the academy is, which is where you train to become an auditor or do the kind of advanced courses. Market Laws SP is here. Keep safe, Alex. Yes, thank you so much for joining. Coffee first. We are always so happy when the lives align with our time zone. Yes. We're early today. It's not even midday. But as we can see, there's no one here. That's a shame, isn't it? Gabriella is here. Hi Alex, Waves from Hertfordshire. So weird they moved to a low foot traffic area. Shame I'm not there to pop in, lol. Yes, exactly. So for those of you who are just joining, they had marketed an anti-psychiatry march today for their front group, CCHR, the Citizens Commission on Human Rights. So they're protesting psychiatry, and they were going to have a protest march. But they hadn't applied for the required permissions to do so. They hadn't told the police. So we know that they're in a little bit of trouble. So it's possible they've cancelled. It's possible they're a bit delayed and they're going to come out shortly. Or it's possible they've managed to escape without us seeing them and they're out somewhere doing their protest march and we missed them. But I think we would have seen them. We've done a little loop around the area to see if we can find them. We haven't seen anybody. Leanie says, I'm interested to see if this goes ahead and if it does, what the police will do. Yeah. Elron Hubbard is here. What's up, SPs? Hi. Mark the Laws SP. I'm sure Church of Scientology will upload a video of thousands of people on the streets to show they're the fastest growing religion. Yeah. Well, I don't see thousands of people. Like, let's just look. Oh, there are 2 people on the other side of the road walking away from the church. And that's it. Fastest growing religion. Right. Becky, fantastic view to be aware and thoughtful of people accessing the building. It's not effective to be punitive to cult members. Kindness is always more effective. Well, yeah, right? So this building is technically a registered place of worship. So people do have a right to attend religious worship ceremonies in privacy, even though it's a place of public worship, meaning the worship that you engage in is of a public nature. You do have a right to go there and practice your religion freely, and we don't want to invade people's privacy by filming people going in and out of the church. So that's not why we're here. What we are doing is just keeping an eye on the building, because we want to film the protest, which is CCHR, one of Scientology's front groups. So we're here keeping an eye on the building, and look, we can film the building obviously, because it's a registered place of worship. It's a grade 2 listed building. I used to work there, so there's no problems filming it from the street and filming the area. But what we don't want to do is deliberately zoom in and film people walking in and out of the building. That's not why we're here. We're not here to capture Scientologists. We're here to witness and to document this supposed protest that so far doesn't seem to be happening. Man, it looks so empty there. Yeah, exactly. A.O. Shaw says, are they having a lie-in? Well, there's definitely a lot of lying going in that building. Whether they are having a lie-in, I don't know. But yes, this building is filled with lies. Becky says, I honestly think CCHR have lost their battle and won't go ahead with their protest. Well, it's entirely possible. Somebody who was here earlier, who's standing next to me, was saying that there were people in the lobby, right, earlier. So there was a small gathering, but they haven't come out or, you know, gone anywhere. You haven't seen them leave the building, have you? No. So it's possible that they were just here to, you know, meet, and they're going to do a protest march a bit later, and they're having a briefing or whatever. Or it's possible they were just there to, you know, start course or whatever. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on the building. Becky says, the Church of Scientology London ideal org must be worth millions. Yes, I don't actually remember the exact total that this building cost. I seem to remember it was like 26 or 30 million pounds or something. Maybe 50 million, I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot of money. More than their annual turnover, that's for sure. They might be using their special superpowers to be invisible. Oh, that's it. Maybe they're using their OT powers to hide from us. 2 people equals 2,000, yeah. Mark the Dorset SP says, I'm sure COS will load... Oh, I've already read that one. Sorry. Indeed. So we are just going to keep an eye here on any signs of protest activity. We did wander up there because St Paul's Cathedral is just up there on the left-hand side, and we did wonder if they had gone to take a picture outside St Paul's, because that's what they've done in the past. So we walked up there and had a look around, and we did a loop around the block, and there was no sign of anyone protesting at all. So we came back, and now we are stationing ourselves outside the building. And as you can see, it's a lovely area. In fact, you guys can stay here a second. I'm going to cross over the road. Let's cross over the road and have a little look. So here it does say all are welcome, but I certainly wouldn't be welcome here because I'm considered a suppressive person, an enemy of the church. Says the Church of Scientology religious services. So they've got the chapel service on Sundays at 10:30. The information hall is open daily. Personality testing available on request. I wouldn't exactly say that the information hall and the personality test are religious services. Graduation, community space available on request. Oh, well, we're a community group. I wonder if we could hire their chapel for our community gathering. Hi. Free exhibition inside, yeah. And then there's also this sign here that says free personality test today. Now there is a sign inside the building that is talking about the Dianetics 75th anniversary event, 1st to the 8th of May 2025. So that's a bookathon. So when I was in Scientology, there was a thing called a bookathon, and that's like a competition between all the orgs around the world to sell the most Dianetics books as they possibly can within the week. And the 75th anniversary of the launch of Dianetics is coming up very, very soon. So there's a sign, a poster in there advertising it. And it's only next week, isn't it? Maybe the week after? But yeah, it's something, a date to keep in your diary for sure. Chapel services, this is Coffee First Always says, chapel service, really? What does that refer to? Can't imagine they are having church. Yeah, well, they do have a Sunday service, which was invented by the Office of Special Affairs in order so that they could apply for charity status. They were then rejected charity status, but they were given like the recognition as a place of worship, which gave them some sort of tax exemption. T's in the house. Hi T, thank you so much. And I'm seeing these things saying lots of people became members. Thank you so much. It doesn't tell me who paid for those memberships, but thank you so much for whoever just gifted a bunch of memberships. That's very, very kind of you. Make sure you all say thank you. T says, ooh, time to start distributing my Dianetics toilet roll again. Yeah, exactly. SP Crusader Lini says, T, you are so kind, thank you on behalf of Alex. Oh, so it's T. T, thank you. That's so kind of you. Guys, if you do want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee using the link down below. We have channel memberships, all that sort of stuff. All of that money goes straight back in to the work that we're doing here. Anyway, let's carry on. Again, we are outside the Church of Scientology London, where there is no sign of any protest happening whatsoever, despite Scientology's advertisement that there was going to be a protest.
Are there elevators in that building, or is it the stairs?
Yeah, just on the right-hand side.
Okay, there is.
So as you go in, you see like the
Yeah.
reception desk.
Yeah.
Just on the right, there's 2 elevators. They go right way up. Most people, if you're studying in the public courtroom, you'll just walk up the stairs. It's only
Yeah.
like 2 levels. But if you're going to the academy or somewhere like that, you generally get in the lift. And there was a guy whose job it was to polish the brass in the lift. That's what we have to do. Yep. He was always in the lift polishing the brass. It was really shiny. It was very good. He did a great job. But yeah. This is quite possibly the best protest Scientology have ever organised. Great turnout. I'm inclined to think that perhaps my protest organising skills are marginally better than the Director of Special Affairs at the Church of Scientology London.
Is it worth me doing a recce of St. Paul's again?
Is it worth doing a recce? Yeah, I kind of don't want to leave because it would be like...
No, I can go up.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Go. What they'll do is they'll go... There's, you know where we turn left?
Yeah.
They'll take a picture of the banner with St. Paul's in the background, so if they're not there, they won't be there.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll message you or WhatsApp.
Okay, I won't be able to reply for liking. So that's one of the group is going to check out whether they have maybe gone out the back door to try and escape us. So he's going to do a recce around the block to see whether they're actually protesting, but they're escaping us. I'm going to sit down. Hi, gang. Do you mind being on camera, or do you don't want to be on camera?
I don't care.
Okay. Let's do that. And then we can flip it round. And you can see just how dead this street is. Now, obviously, we're not protesting. We're not here with a sign or anything. Oh, my bag's fallen over. Yeah, we're not protesting. We're not here with signs or anything like that. We are just here filming, documenting, because we want to see whether their protest plans go ahead, and if they do go ahead, how many people actually show up. So I've got my Aftermath Foundation t-shirt on, but yeah, we're just here witnessing, really, and it's a lovely sunny day to do it in. Although I have to be careful because I'm very ginger and very pale. So I don't want to get sunburned, that's why we're in the shade. What's everyone saying in the chat? Gabriella says, I was going to say, I'm loving the fact that your anti-protest is bigger and better than their actual protest. Yeah, there's more of us here than there are of them. And there's only 3 of us here. It's quite entertaining, actually, because one of the things Scientology do is they complain about the size of our protests. They say when it's dealing with the council and trying to get our protest banned, they will say that it's so big, it's like disruptive to the community, and you know that it causes massive issues and roadblocks and all this sort of stuff. But in their own marketing to Scientology members, they make the point that our protests are very small, and obviously Scientology is therefore winning because there's more of them than us. So it's just funny how they change the narrative according to what story it is they want to tell. But right here, right now, we're outside the Church of Scientology London, and we've seen 2 people go in the last half an hour. Yeah. One of them was a delivery driver. We saw 2 people go in. One was a delivery driver. T says, "Oh my God, the annoying lids on drinks in the UK. Don't miss that." Oh yeah, bloody hate it. It's so annoying. It always gets caught. If I let my beard grow out a bit too long, the lid gets caught in my beard hairs and then pulls it out. It's very, very uncomfortable. Barbara says, I think they heard that a dangerous SP was going to show up and they got scared. I mean, scared of what though? Because we're not here to cause any harm. We're here to document and just look at whether they are going ahead with their illegal protest or not. Becky asks, is Dick Sweatman still on East Grinstead Council? No, Dick Sweatman left East Grinstead Town Council a couple of years ago. He sits on Mid Sussex District Council. And yes, he is still there, to my knowledge. Leanie is saying, please remember to hit that like button. Looks like there may be a lot of OSA watching otherwise. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Leanie. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. T said they probably got scared and cancelled. Yeah, well, it's also entirely possible that a staff member just left wearing his uniform. Was that guy taking pictures of us?
I don't know.
The guy in the jeans. I reckon he might be an OSA spy. Yeah, a staff member just left and came out to talk to somebody who's been standing there on the street for a while, and I wonder if he's been standing on the street watching us, and the staff member's come out and just blown his cover. But yes, I can't remember the point I was saying. Hi! Oh yeah, that was it. So it's not necessarily that they cancelled because they were scared of us. I reckon they cancelled because the City of London police told them off. Because I reported it to the police. I said, look, here is the poster that says they're organising this protest march. Have they applied for the required permit to do the protest? And the City of London police said no. So it's possible they cancelled the march because they're not allowed to do it without a permit. Elron Hubbard says, Alex, didn't Charlie used to have a YouTube channel? Was he forced to close it, do you think? Yes, I reckon he got in trouble for that. I helped him set all of that social media stuff up. It was my marketing plan that put him on the map. And yeah, I reckon he got told to shut it down. Coffee first always. Hey Osa, how's it going? If you want to escape Scientology, the Aftermath Foundation is ready to help. Yes, exactly. Becky, Big Brother fan. Hey Osa, you can also get help. The Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation would love to help anyone genuinely wanting to leave. 100%. Lol, Dick Sweatman makes me laugh every time. Me too. Me too, Leanie. Hi Alex, from a never in, but always against. Hello Helen, thank you so much. T says he still has a channel. Yeah, but he hasn't posted on it for a while. Several years, I believe. Just so you guys can see where we're at. This is Queen Victoria Street. And there's a big London bus going past. And you can see it's completely empty. Nobody, I mean there's a couple of runners, a couple of people walking on this side of the street, but they are walking on the opposite side of the road. Maybe it's because they know that it is a harmful organisation, that a High Court judge ruled is out to capture people, especially young vulnerable children. Hi! We just got snapped by Osa. Yeah. How's it going? You having a good day? Why are you taking pictures of me? Why are you taking pictures of me, sorry?
Why not? You're on the street.
Okay, that's a good point. So you don't mind me taking pictures of you then? What's happened to the CCHR protest march?
What?
The CCHR protest march is meant to be happening today. There we go. That was a staff member I was taking pictures. I said, why are you taking pictures of me? He said, why not? I said, yeah, fair enough. Well, you don't mind me taking pictures of you then? And he just shrugged. Any sign of them up by? No? We just got snapped. A staff member was there, like sneaking around the corner taking a picture. And I was like, hello. And I went after him. I was like, why are you taking pictures of me? And he said, it's in public, why not? Yeah. And I said, well, so you don't mind me taking pictures of you then? And he went, and I was like, what happened to the CCHR protest march? He was like, what? And I was like, the protest march was meant to be happening today. And he just went and walked off.
Okay. That's an interesting response.
Yes. Oh, that was fun. Alrighty, let's have a look at some of these comments. I found it the other day, not very active though, it's just like his Facebook group. Yeah, exactly. You are not effing about. No, we're not. We're not messing around. It's a very serious topic here. The abuse of people within the religious context, and the abuse of children, and the government ruling, the Foster report that found the practice of Scientology is harmful to your mental health. And it should be regulated because it amounts to psychotherapy. It is a very serious topic, so obviously we're not fucking about, of course. Becky, are you ready for your close-up? Looking great, Alex and Go, thank you. T, why aren't they helping the homeless? Yeah, look. Because they don't care about the homeless. Coffee, oh my god, Alex, you're hysterical. Helen says, wow, it looks so busy. I don't think. Yes, it's dead here. Bok Buddy, he was confronting and shattering you. Yeah, well, I don't feel confronted or shattered, to be honest. SP Crusader Leany says, it's got to be the quietest street in central London. Yeah, look at it, right? This is the road. Yeah, there's a little bit of traffic, but... like, where are the people?
Well, most people going past are running past. And
yeah, literally running past.
They're walking and then they're approaching and then like...
I would advise, if you are near the Church of Scientology, the best thing to do is to run. Run away, run far, far away, as far away as you possibly can, is my advice to you. Alrighty. CO Bilf, where are the psychs? Yeah, exactly. Where is their supposed protest march? It's not happening. Scientology Up North is here. Hey, Alex and chat. Hi, Miriam. Thank you. Is the march on? Well, that is the big question. We are outside the Church of Scientology London, where they were supposed to be gathering for an anti-psychiatry march, which appears to not be happening because we are here and there is no protest march so far. It's possible they're inside having their briefing and they're about to get started. But who knows? We're going to stay here for a bit and see if we notice anything. It's possible that it got cancelled or put off because of the City of London Police telling them off for not being allowed to do it. It is a minimalist avant-garde parade. Yeah. Minimalist as in not happening. Scientology Up North says, watch out for the Scientology plants. I got 2 last Saturday. Oh yeah. We've already had a couple of people taking pictures. T says, you still good to our live tomorrow, Alex? Yes, I'm absolutely up for that. CO Bilf said they were scattered by our postulates. Yes. It's quite entertaining, really. Mystically cancelled, Scientology Up North says. Coffee First always says, running, just keep running. That's what we do when we go past the Scientology. Yeah, that is what I would advise. I would advise you run, and you run far away. It is a lovely day here in London. It's very sunny and warm. We do have our Aftermath Foundation cards to give out with the UK phone number on them. Oh, where are we here? So if you need help leaving Scientology, call us 0800 090 3372. That's the UK Aftermath Foundation helpline, and on the back there is a business card with a QR code. Discover more. There are lots of people entering and leaving the building. I say lots of people, 2. It's probably
That is
probably,
a lot for
it's
science.
probably 50% of the people.
That is right, yeah. That is a lot.
What time is it? Is it 12 o'clock? If it's 12 o'clock, it'll be lunchtime. Lunch breaks, yeah, 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock is the lunch break. So if you're studying on course at the Church of Scientology London, you get a 1 hour lunch break. Staff get a little bit less than that because you have to go to a staff muster, which is usually at 1 o'clock. But you usually have to use your lunch break to work because you've got so much on, so much to do. I used to run out and grab some food, perhaps from the Piccolo bar over there. And like 10-15 minutes or whatever, and then be back at my desk. I'd eat my food at my desk. Irish Martyrs here. Good day, lovely tea. Good afternoon, Miriam. Hi, thank you so much for joining. Alex recently covered the bad hygiene rating. Yes. Has anyone ever used coffee shop in COS in EC4? Is it any good? Anyone know what the prices are? I'd like to try it out once to have a look around. Yes. So the coffee shop, which is in the cafe in the Church of Scientology London. So you go in, it's downstairs on the left-hand side next to the chapel. It had a bad food hygiene rating. It failed the last inspection. It got a 3 stars out of 5, I think. They don't actually serve coffee there. They have a coffee machine, but nobody knows how to use it. They have a couple of croissants and sandwiches and things that are made by staff members that are brought in and sold for £2 or £3. It is quite cheap for a London cafe, but it is not prepared by a hygienic kitchen. It's not prepared by professionals. It is just run by staff. And last time I went there, when I was on staff, there weren't enough staff to actually man the cafe, so you would just get what you want from the fridge, and they would trust you to put the right amount of money in the little pot for whatever it is you're taking. So I wouldn't advise going there because it's not like a coffee shop that you can just, like in a museum that you can go to. As soon as you walk in, they're going to ask why you're there. And if you say, oh, I'm just interested in Scientology, they're going to take you on a tour around the Public Information Centre before you're allowed to have a tea or coffee. They won't let you just walk in and go to the coffee shop downstairs. Matt Denny is here. Hey Alex, great to see you keeping Scientology to account. You're so influential. They're too frightened to do their own march. A great distraction from working today. Yes. We're seeing a lot of staff members walk back and forth inside the building. It is lunchtime now. So we would expect to see a bit of a flurry of activity around this time. Would it be worth going round the back to see if people are leaving from the back exit? Because last time we were here, people were leaving from there when we showed up on their lunch break.
I'll go for another recce the other way around.
Yeah, if you go that way and then you turn round, then you can literally see in the corner, it's where all the bins are. That's their back exit. It'd just be interesting to see. Because last time we were here and we protested, what they did is they closed the front doors and everybody went in and out the back entrance because they were scared of a few people who are ex-Scientologists who are here not meaning or doing anything harmful. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether they're using the back exit. CO Bill, what if Tom walked in and wanted a coffee? Broken coffee maker is out KSW. Oh no, one person just left the church wearing full, it looks like a kind of African style garments, holding a Dianetics book and an information pack. Then 2 people just went in, but they are construction workers. I'm guessing they're there looking at we're working on the refurbishment on the 2nd floor, which, by the way, they don't have planning permission for. Yes, I checked that out, of course. But yeah, the coffee machine isn't broken. No one knows how to use it. That's what it is, and they don't have a staff member to work in the cafe. Rachel Harris is here. Hey Alex, just saw this while I'm having my own lunch break. Thank you so much, Rachel. Welcome. And I hope you're having a good lunch break. We're having a lovely time here. It's a lovely sunny day in London. as you can see, it's dead. And there doesn't seem to be any sign of any sort of protest. How they recruit, this is PJC Net. How they recruit and take money is horrendous. They're over the top, but too many people are on antidepressants, antipsychotics. That are detrimental instead of actually addressing the issue. Well, look, I'm not here to debate the psychiatry issue. I think it is true that there are abuses in the world of psychiatry, just like any other medical field. There are abuses. There are doctors that get it wrong. There's overprescription of certain drugs. There's doctors and people who aren't engaging in ethical practice. It happens, right? And no, it's not okay. But what Scientology are saying is that all of psychiatry is bad. The whole thing is abusive, and that is what I disagree with, because psychiatry does absolutely help a lot of people, and medications have helped people in times of need. So I think it's just a bit of a stretch for them to say that all of psychiatry is bad, because it's not, in my opinion. But the reason Scientology are against psychiatry is because psychiatrists think that Scientology is harmful to your health. If you look at the Foster report in the 1970s, the government found that the practice of Scientology amounts to psychotherapy, and it's being done by untrained professionals, and it should therefore be regulated because it can be harmful. So yeah, I think psychiatrists and Scientology don't really gel. It's the Ideal London T says. Yes, this is the London Church of Scientology at 146 Queen Victoria Street. As you can see, it is dead. There is nobody going in or out. There are 2 or 3 people that have gone out in the last 10 minutes or so. We're just sitting on the street opposite the church, watching out for whether or not this protest march is going ahead. Same as Sea Org. No, so staff members who work at Class 5's orgs sign 2.5 or 5-year contracts. So I was one of those staff members. The Sea organisation and the upper level management, the executives, so they sign 1 billion year contracts dedicating their entire lives and eternity to working for the church. There will be a couple of Sea Org staff posted in every Class 5 city level church. So there will be Sea Org staff there, but most of the staff here work either 9 till 6 Monday to Friday or evenings and weekends, and then they have a job outside of Scientology to fund their work on staff, because you don't get paid. You get paid like £20 a week to work a full-time job. Talia Osborne says, visited when I was in London on holiday in September and was surprised by just how dead it was. Yes, there's nobody here, really. We can see a couple of people milling about in the reception area. But it's not nearly as busy as it was when I was on staff anyway. Lisa Terry says, hi Alex and all, glad I could join you. Thank you for joining, Lisa. Matt Denny, I'm happy to say that I have had to use antidepressants and it 100% helped me. I have also had therapy. It has helped me no end with my anxiety. Yeah, exactly. I think psychiatry and therapy and that sort of thing does help a lot of people. It helped me for sure. So for Scientology to say that all psychiatry is bad, well, that's what I disagree with, because it has helped a lot of people. Thomas Erickson says, sorry, that sentence wouldn't go through in one piece. It's fine. Lisa, Tasha, I've already read that one. Yeah. Becky says, same, I'm grateful for the counselling and medical services that I have been provided. Yeah, absolutely. Matt says, thank you everyone, that means a lot. I still struggle, but I'm getting there. Yeah, look, we all are here as a community of trauma survivors to various ends. Not everybody here is a cult survivor or an ex-Scientologist. There's lots of never-ins. But there are lots of forms of abuse, neglect, harm that we have all suffered as a community, and that's what brings us together, is recognizing the similarities between the way Scientology operate and the way other groups and organizations act. So we're here to, you know, help each other out and work together as a community to, you know, be there for each other and support each other. Alex, question, what's happening with the shrubbery? I'd love to join one of your protests at St Hill if that's in the plans for any time soon. Yes, so the shrubbery has been ordered removed by West Sussex County Council, the Highways Department. My understanding is it has to be removed this summer, and they're currently talking about different options. I will bring you guys an update, a report, especially on that very soon. At the moment, there are no plans to protest at St Hill. We're currently undergoing the PSPO process. Scientology applied for a protest ban, and we are currently going through the motions of the legal arguments and such to defend our right to protest and right to gather. So that's all ongoing at the moment. But I'll bring you more updates when I have them. Storm Pugglesworth, hi Alex, hope you're having a good day. Thank you. Yeah, I'm having a wonderful day. Look how sunny it is. It's a beautiful day here in London. Lovely and sunny. Obviously, I'm sitting in the shade because I'm ginger and very pale. Oh, we have a leaver. One person has left the church. PJCnet says, I've been to St Hill. Yeah. It's a lovely part of the world. It's very very tranquil. It's a nice building. There's lots of you know, greenery and nature around there. It is a nice place to be. It's just a shame that it's the UK headquarters of such a harmful, abusive organisation. Thomas Eriksson, UK and Norway have swapped weather this week and the past. Yeah, we must have. It's we've got a bit of a heat wave this week. I reckon I might go and have a barbecue this afternoon, if the weather stays like this. Storm says, hi Alex, hope you're having a good day. Yes, I've already read that one. Matt Denny says, well said. Well, Alex, well said. Yes. RIP Maga says, so tame compared to the protests in LA, California. Well, we are very British, and also we're not protesting, we're just documenting, because Scientology are the ones that are meant to be protesting today, and so we showed up to see whether that's going ahead. And it turns out, it looks like it's not happening. We have seen no signs of any protest. We have seen no signs of any march. So I imagine they have cancelled it because the police told them off. That's the only assumption I can make here. PJCnet said, I did a Scientology course about 30 years ago. First course was good, but they started pushing for money, and the second course I did, I didn't fully agree with. I asked too many questions and in the end left. Yeah, Scientology don't like it if you're not fully compliant, if you don't agree with everything Aaron Hubbard said and do exactly what is asked of you and follow rules, follow instructions. Anything other than that results in punishment, or they kick you out. Question, any particular reason why Scientology tends to be so stubborn? It's because it is a totalitarian extremist belief system. One person just went in. Interesting. It's a totalitarian extremist belief system. In Scientology, the belief is that this is the only way to save humankind. There's no other way to help people on a spiritual level, is what Scientologists believe. So, because of that, it's very stubborn, because they believe they are superior to everything else. The law, you know, they think they're above the law, they think that they can do what they want because they are helping people on a spiritual level, which the law doesn't do. They believe their system of ethics is more important, more impactful, and more helpful to a person when it comes to rehabilitation than going to prison, for example. They don't respect the judicial system because they think they are above it. So they do get very stubborn because they think that they're the shit. basically. Excuse my French. Becky, Big Brother fan, the Ideologue definitely doesn't have the membership size of old St Hill. No, it's absolutely not St Hill sized at all. Storm Huggersworth, question, any particular reason why Scientology... Oh, I've just answered that question, sorry. I really struggle with the live chat on YouTube. When it's StreamYard, it's a lot easier to use on my laptop. But on my phone, it's kind of rubbish, the YouTube app. But yes, let's have another look here at just how dead this street is. The Church of Scientology, London. Lots of people, I say lots of people, 10 or 15 people or so, milling about, having their lunch breaks from nearby offices and so on. But no sign of a CCHR protest. They didn't want me to leave. They put me in a room on my own to watch a video about what LRH says about uncertainty. This is what PJC Net said. There was a guard by the door that tried to stop me leaving. Yeah, that's how they operate. That is what they do. And I'm sorry for your experience. That is a common experience. A lot of people have a similar story to tell. These are our Aftermath Foundation cards with the UK phone number on them. We have loads of these. I've actually got boxes and boxes of them. So if anyone wants Aftermath Foundation cards with the UK phone number on them, please do contact me and I can send them to you. My email address is hello@apostatealex.com. Drop me an email and I'll send them to you. Becky, Big Brother fan, says, what is the building like inside? Are there tons of small rooms, offices? Yeah, so it's actually quite a beautiful building. It's a listed building. So on the ground floor here, that's the reception area. Now there's two lifts just there on the right-hand side. On the left, this is just stairs that go up to this level. This level here is the Public Information Centre. On the right-hand side, these windows just overlook the reception area. These two windows here are blocked off because that is looking downstairs and that's looking into like the executive offices. That's where the Executive Director International, for example, is based. I turn the camera around because people are coming and going from the property and we don't want to invade their privacy. So that's on the right hand side. On the left hand side downstairs you have the chapel, which is the supposed place of worship where wedding ceremonies and such take place, apparently. And you have the cafe area and you have a big office area that's like called an FSM lounge. That's where the staff meeting happens, the muster. But that's where you would go and be recruited or trained on how to sell books, for example. Upstairs, Public Information Centre, and then you have this, the kind of VIP Celebrity Centre reception, which was built for Tom Cruise when he was filming Mission Impossible. The next level up is the third level, which is the public course room. So if you are new to Scientology and you are doing like a life improvement course or something like that, that's where you would study your book courses, you know, your introductory levels and so on. And then round the corner from that is HCO, which is the Public Communications Office, which is the ethics department, HR basically. That's where you go if you're in trouble. And then you have the Div 6 area. So for example, I had an office there, my desk, and a couple of other people had desks that deal with all things public. Then the next level up from that is the qual level, so there's a whole library area. There's also the office to L. Ron Hubbard, and then there's the some more offices. There's the dissemination, which is where they have everybody's central files. That's where if you ever get in contact with Scientology for any way, you buy a book or you do a personality test or you do anything, and they get your information, they will keep your information on file forever, and they will contact you and try and get you to join the church. So what they... Hey guys! And yeah, so they keep these files in the Dissem area, in these big archival shelves that you can roll. You know the big shelves you get like in archives with like the wheel handle things, and it moves the whole shelf along. It's those. And then you have like the Office of Special Affairs. No, that's second floor actually. That's just here. That office there. That 1, 2. Yeah. So this office here is the Director of Special Affairs office. That's where they sit. And that's where they're based. And then above that you have the 4th floor, which is all auditing rooms. That's where you get your servicing, your auditing. And then on the 5th floor you have the academy, which is where you train to become an auditor. If you are training to become somebody who delivers Scientology services, that is up on the 5th floor. While I've been talking, 2 people have left. One person has gone in to the building. No signs of a protest. Tree Surfer says, confront them all. Tell them about Xenu in face about Xenu's face. Yeah, well, a lot of Scientologists don't even know about the Xenu story, because you have to pay a lot of money to get to that level before you find out the story about Xenu, the overgalactic warlord who dropped H-bombs on volcanoes. Most people don't even know that the Xenu story forms a part of Scientology's doctrine. Benji says, what's up Alex, found your channel and binged you over the weekend. Went to the London Scientology place myself and gave a fake name. Apparently me and my friend are both super depressed. Yes, well, lucky escape there. That is all part of the sales tactics. That's what I used to do, is recruit people, sell books, get people in. So yeah, that's the goal, is to find what someone's ruin is, find out what's causing someone problems in their life, and use that to sell them Dianetics. So yeah, you'll never walk into a Church of Scientology and then them say, oh, you're all good, see you later. They'll always find something wrong with you. Another 2 people have left the building. The Aftermath Foundation will help you if you ever need help leaving. Stay away, we're SPs. 2 people just crossed the road and we waved at them. CEO Bilf, org stats must be way down these days. I would buy a copy of History of Man from Alex. Well, the Aftermath Foundation stats are up because we have a big billboard at Tottenham Court Road, which is, got my big face on it, and Mike Grinder and Claire Headley. We are very clearly making strides in public awareness about the abusive practices of Scientology and the help that's available to people who want to escape and leave. So we are definitely up stat this week. We as a community, I meant. Hey Hon Purds says, I read the first 60 pages, had to stop as the utter nonsense gave me a headache. Yes, well, in Scientology they would tell you that means you've gone past a word you don't fully understand and you need to do some word clearing. That's the only cause of a headache or yawning or any sort of reaction like that when you're reading. Of course, we know there's no science behind that and it's all bollocks. Becky Big Brother fan says, Alex always has such a jolly and friendly manner when interacting with people. Yeah, I mean, look, it's really important to have kindness and compassion when dealing with people in Scientology, because we're not against Scientologists. People are free to be Scientologists if they want to be. We are here to offer support if they want to leave, and we want to provide education about their practices, their harmful practices that Scientologists may not know about. And we also want to provide public awareness and raise awareness of what's going on in Scientology. We're not here to criticize, harass, or attack Scientologists. Most of them don't even know that what they are doing is being abused and abusing others. So kindness and compassion always leads the way, in my opinion. What time is it, chaps?
25 past 12.
Okay, I reckon we're going to wrap up, unless you guys want to stay. No? Okay, so we're going to call that the end of the live stream, because they were meant to be meeting at 11 o'clock for their protest march. It is now 12:30, an hour and a half later, and there is still no sign of any protest. So I think this is a major flunk for the Office of Special Affairs. There has been no anti-psychiatry march. Perhaps that's because they didn't have permission and the police told them not to. We've been here, we've witnessed it, it's very dead, nothing going on here. I'm glad we were here. Thank you everybody for joining. How funny that the Office of Special Affairs flunked, they made a mistake, they promoted a march and nobody showed up, the march didn't happen. I think this is a major win for us as activists, because the more we can point out that Scientology think they're above the law, the better, because they're not. If they want to organise a protest march, they are free to do so, but you have to do it according to the rules. You have to give the police 6 days notice. So, that's it from me, outside the Church of Scientology in London. If you want to support the channel, please buy me a coffee using the link down below. If you want to support the Aftermath Foundation, go to aftermath.help or the aftermathfoundation.org. I have another live stream coming up very shortly. I have plans, so stay tuned. I will be back. That's it from me for now. See you later on.